right. So first of all, what drove you to send out the press release? We got it this morning, but it said it was for release yesterday.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, John, for doing this interview. Really appreciate it. So, as I said in the release, in a community with a large Latino population, there's no doubt that these are real fears. I will say the majority of our population has ties to Mexico. And with some of the reports that are coming out of the new president's office, in our city, we're 86.5% Latino. So, and rumors can spread really quickly. And I just felt like I had to dispel those rumors really quickly. What I will put on the record is our police department is committed to fighting crime. We're going to arrest criminals regardless of their status if they're known to have committed a violent crime or have a legal warrant for their arrest. I certainly want everybody to be safe in our community. So, in no way does this affect the elements of fighting crime, but I certainly had to dispel the rumors and the fears that were going on.
Is there any specific rumor that we don't know of that you wanted to dispel?
No, I just think it was really the thought that ICE was here, ICE was coming to town, and ICE was ready to round up people, and that our police department was going to be involved in that. And I'll say for the record, we will never be involved in that type of behavior. We're not going to collaborate with ICE, we're not working with them. So that's something that I had to put out there. We certainly are taking our direction from the governor's office. But again, we're not coordinating with ICE on any type of raid in our city. I did receive calls from business owners saying that residents were really concerned about this. I saw the concern growing on social media. So I really wanted to dispel those rumors that if someone is telling you that raids are happening in Sunnyside, they are not. Again, we're taking our direction from the governor's office, and we're not going to aid, assist, or actively participate in a raid of any sort.
When you say we're not going to aid, do you mean like the city in general or the police department? Who is we in that scenario?
Well, the city would be the administration, and the administration, myself, I manage the police department, so they get their direction from me, and then the police chief runs it. So I get my direction from the city council. So I think we're all supportive in that endeavor. So the we would be the city council, the city manager, and our police officers. That starts with the police chief.
So in no way, shape, or form there would be any conducting, coordinating, aiding, assisting, participating, cooperating. Like you're not gonna help ICE or INS or anybody out in anything like that.
Right, exactly. So we are not going to help them in that regard. I didn't say we weren't going to cooperate. I know you guys put out a poll this afternoon saying, they said they're not going to cooperate. We never said we're not going to cooperate. What we said is we're not going to coordinate and work with ICE in raids. And now I can't control whether the federal government shows up here. That's something that is out of my control. The only thing I know is what I can control as city manager, and that is direct our police force not to aid in raids. So that is really the directive I wanted to give to the community, because it was a real concern in our community. We're a high ag community, and we know we have people that are here undocumented. But the reality is these folks contribute to our economy. 99.9% of them are not criminals. They want to work here and have a good life. So we're not in the business of rounding up people. That's what the federal government wants to do. We can't control that, but we know as the city of Sunnyside, we're going to take a stand and fight for the people that are here to live a peaceful life.
Do you know if you're the only? Do you know if there are any other cities in the Yakima Valley that are taking the same stance?
I don't think so. I monitor social media pretty closely, and I'm not trying to be a hero of any sort to say if we are the only ones, well, great, call us a sanctuary city. I don't really care what you call us. All I know is that I want our people to be safe, feel like they're welcomed, and feel like we support them. I hope that other cities will take a stand.
Uh, so let's just say hypothetically something does happen, the federal government does come to town. for something illegal immigrant related, would you try to stop them or would you just not help them at all?
Of course, we don't have the power to stop them, but we're not going to help them. I'll tell you that. I mean, and the one thing that I will say, as I said in my statement, our police force is here to stop violent criminals that are doing illegal things, regardless of their status. So, and I don't want to start throwing out hypotheticals. If ICE came to town and there was a guy with a warrant, would we help him? I don't even want to go there at this point, but I will say our police force, John, if there's a guy out there that has a legal warrant, he's causing havoc in our town and he's creating a danger, we're not going to look at his status. We're just going to go after that individual. So regardless of status, so I want the public to know that it's not, if you're here illegal, we're not going to mess with you. No, if you're here committing crime in Sunnyside, then we're going to go after you. But again, the issue that I wanted to get out there and dispel the rumors was, look, we are not actively helping ICE. And my directive to the police force was, we are not helping ICE round up our residents. That's not going to happen as long as I'm city manager.
Okay. And then that's all the questions that I have. Is there anything else that regarding this that you would like to comment on or clarify or I guess
No, I mean, no, again, I appreciate doing this article and conducting this interview. And you could, tell your staff, I really appreciate them fixing the Facebook post and changing the language from not cooperating to giving the directive that we're not going to actively work with ICE. And that's really the gist of this story, I think. And the angle is, look, it's not that we're not cooperating. We're just not assisting them in raids and rounding up our residents. That's just not what our police force is about. That's a federal issue, and we're not going to take part in those kind of endeavors.
I hate to go back, but what is the difference between not cooperating and not assisting?
Well, not cooperating in my mind, John, is ICE comes to town and they call us up and we're not taking their call. So don't talk to them. If if they come to the office, well, we've been directed not to deal with you. Of course, we're going to communicate with them, but not cooperating is just keeping them out at the front door, not talking to them, not communicating with them. And I will say this, talking to our police chief, there's not a ton of conversation that we have with the feds on different levels in regard to ICE. They usually give us a heads up they're in town, but typically they haven't asked for our assistance in the past. And I don't anticipate that we'll ask for our assistance if they wind up coming to town. And that's another point I wanted to make. We haven't heard from them that they are coming to Sunnyside. We haven't heard from ICE. They typically give our police chief a call, a courtesy call. That has not happened at this point. So the other thing I wanted to make clear, there's some fake videos going around What's Up Sunnyside. That's one of our social media platforms in town on Facebook, and they're old pictures and they're not even ICE vehicles, they're Border Patrol. And so you get some of these people out there on social media that like to stir things up and stir the pot. But again, these are rumors that I'm trying to dispel and make people feel safe and welcomed in our town.